Hey guys, I'm Tara Bunny, a software engineer who codes for fun and not just for work. And I have a computer science degree. I actually have a master's degree too, and I actually remember finishing my degree and thinking, I don't think I can actually code. And imposter syndrome is crazy, honestly. I'm not some coding cutting edge mastermind or an AI startup founder. I'm just a regular gal doing regular things like this. So, quick backstory, I didn't start out chasing software engineering. I was a medic in the army, headed into the medical field, and somewhere in there, I just knew it wasn't for me. I looked at computer science and thought, coding looks fun.
I could do that instead.
And that was genuinely it. That was the entire decision. And in my head, I had this whole picture of who I'd be by the time I graduated. Like 4 years of computer science classes, I thought I was gonna come out on the other side
A master hacker, like solve anything, code in my sleep kind of coder.
Spoiler, that's not exactly how it went, because the assumption that I had, and the assumption that a lot of people have, is that the degree itself was the thing that would make me competent. Like, get the paper, become the coder. That was the deal in my head. Hold on to that, because we're coming back to it. So here's the moment things clicked for me. I interviewed for a Microsoft internship and I bombed it. Like, genuinely bombed it. I didn't even have the degree yet, but I did have good grades, the GPA, I had a resume, I'd done everything right on paper, and I still froze. And I can't remember the exact question, but I'm pretty sure it was something straightforward like,
Remove duplicates from this list.
and I just froze. And that's part of why this channel has so many relatable fails in it, because bombing something hard isn't rare. It happens to literally everyone, and laughing at it is kind of step one to actually getting better at it. A year later, I interviewed for the same internship again, and I crushed it. Like the same me, the same GPA, still no degree. But what changed? In between those two interviews, I took a class taught by someone who
Technically wasn't even supposed to be teaching it.
he was a Facebook engineer, not a traditional professor. And instead of lectures and theory, he had us build an entire chat application. And I'm talking backend, front end, database, OAuth for user login, the whole thing from scratch. And when I got back in that interview room the second time, my interviewer was blown away, not because I memorized more algorithms, but because I could actually talk about building something real. I could explain the decisions I made, problems I ran into, why OAuth is annoying, and how the pieces talk to each other. That was the moment I realized the degree didn't make me confident, building something real did. So, why did one class do more for me than 3.5 years of actual coursework? Most computer science classes teach you in isolation. You learn sorting algorithms in one class, database theory in another, and then networking in another, and nobody asks you to put them together. You just pass the exams, you move on, and the pieces never touch. But building that chat app forced me to use it all at once. The backend needed to talk to the database needed to handle real user data, OAuth needed to actually work, not just be explained on a slide. Nothing was theoretical anymore, it was just broken until I fixed it. And that's really the gap. School teaches you the vocabulary, it doesn't teach you what it feels like when those concepts collide in something you're actually trying to ship. That's a totally different skill, and almost nobody tells you that going in. I've got a whole video about that exact idea coming soon. Schools teaching theories, but not actually how to build things. But for now, just know if you felt that gap too, it's not because you're behind, it's because almost nothing in a typical curriculum actually closes it. And real quick before we keep going, if any of this is making you want to actually build something instead of just nodding along, I made a free resource for exactly that. It's called the Code and Shell Bundle, Start Coding in a Weekend. The link is in the description. No fluff, just a project to get your hands a little dirty. Back to the story. So by the time I graduated, I actually felt good. I'd had that interview win, I understood why it worked, I thought I'd cracked the code, pun intended. But here's the thing nobody tells you, is that confidence doesn't just stick around forever. Like life happens, you get busy, you go years without building anything for yourself, you just fix little bugs at work, and then that same feeling can quietly creep back in. It wasn't until this year, years after that interview, that I rebuilt that confidence again enough to start this channel and make this video. Not through a class, not through an interview, but through building 2 apps completely on my own. This year, I published 2 iOS games, Boba Frenzy and ZigRocket, by myself. There was no professor, no class assignment, no interview, no boss telling me to make it, just something I wanted to make on my own. And it broke me in ways that the chat app back in the day never did, because I had to figure out App Store submission with zero guidance. I hit bugs nobody warned me about. I made design decisions with no correct answer.
Just me deciding alone.
And that's when it really clicked. Years after that Microsoft interview, confidence isn't something you earn once and keep forever. It's something you have to keep rebuilding every time you choose to build something just because you want something to exist. So if you've got a degree or a certificate or even a good enough resume and you still don't feel like you're a real coder, that's not a permanent verdict. It's not even unusual. I felt it more than once, years apart, with the whole career in between. And the fix is never the credential. It's building something small and entirely your own in many different chapters of your life. Also, quick shout out, I want to thank everyone who subscribed since I started this channel 2 weeks ago. It's genuinely so cool that people are interested in what I have to share, and I really appreciate you following along with this journey so far. I'm Tara Bunny. I code for fun, not just for work. If you haven't grabbed it yet, the Code and Chill bundle, Start Coding in a Weekend, is linked below. Stay curious, and I'll see you in the next one.